Well, good morning. I'd like to see a show of hands about how many people don't know about Colorado Rural Water Association here in the room today. There's a few? All right. Well, that's what I'm kind of here about today, is to inform you a little bit about Colorado Rural Water Association and our role in helping public water systems across the state provide the citizens of Colorado with safe, clean drinking water. Because one of the questions we always like to start off with is, where does your drinking water come from? Does everybody in the room, or is there anybody in the room that doesn't know where your drinking water comes from? So you're all hopefully pretty well informed about that. The problem is that a lot of the citizens in our state don't know where their water comes from, because when you ask them, they say from the faucet. Well, as the folks in this room know, that's not really where it comes from. So one of our primary concerns is about educating the citizens of our state about where their drinking water comes from, and as we develop these source water protection plans, about how they can help us and themselves protect their drinking water supply. So that's part of this plan, is educating folks about where their water comes from. That's one of the primary focuses with Colorado Rural Water Association. And we're working with the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment in working with public water systems to develop source water protection plans across the state. Colorado Rural Water Association was incorporated back in 1980, so we've been around for quite a while. Some of the other services that we provide in addition to helping public water systems with source water protection include on-site technical assistance. We come out to the public water systems and provide them with technical assistance if they're having problems, which includes leak detection, on-site treatment plan assessment, system performance evaluations, also emergency response planning, vulnerability assessments, and monitoring plans. We also provide training across the state. We provide training workshops where we provide training units to our workshop participants, which enable operators, water and wastewater operators across the state, to maintain their certifications. We also provide training for new operators, those folks that are just getting started in the business. One of our primary concerns now with water and wastewater operators is, if you look around the room here, and it's pretty much the same when we do our training, we don't see very many young people coming into our industry. And that's a big concern. So we're looking at how can we encourage young people to get into our industry. We also do board and council training. We will come out to your system and work with your boards and management and help them to understand rate analysis and basically their requirements and their responsibilities as public water suppliers. We also do customized on-site training. We will come out to your public water system and provide on-site training. We also provide emergency response. We're part of the statewide Colorado Water Agency Response Network, COWARN. How many of you are familiar or heard about what happened in Alamosa several years ago? Pretty much everybody. We were down there, we were called out, we went down and responded to help with that. And then also in San Luis, about a month ago, they had an E. coli outbreak in their public water system. Colorado Rural Water Association responded along with the city of Alamosa and helped the public water supply there get chlorine, get disinfection going into their public water system, helped with flushing the fire hydrants. We did sampling all across the community to help ensure that the water that they were providing was safe again. So that's another responsibility that we have, is we go out and respond when there's an emergency situation. Oh. There we go. Okay. Source water protection. So that's kind of the primary thing that we're talking about today with this group. So at a glance, our source water protection planning, we have specialists. We have 5 specialists right now working across the state with public water systems to help provide technical assistance to public water systems to help them develop and implement source water protection plans. Our source water team provides assistance, coordination, and facilitation while we promote communication between stakeholder groups, including private landowners, public land managers, and local government agencies. Because we see that as one of our primary roles in developing source water protection plans, is to bring everybody together to build a consensus about how to develop source water protection plans. And our goal is to educate the public about the role they have in protecting their drinking water source. We want them to know where it comes from and how they can help protect it. Because as we've seen, you can't really regulate source water protection. We need to educate the public and get them involved and ask them to help us do it. We also provide GIS and GPS services, a cost-effective assistance for small systems especially, to help them provide asset management. Our services include collecting the data, developing maps, and helping them develop an inventory for asset management. We also help public water systems develop their consumer confidence reports, their sanitary surveys, both pre and post. Also, we provide a workers' comp reduced rate program. And also, we have funding resource referrals. We can help with public water systems try to find funds as they need to implement capital expense improvements. And we also have a lending library that we work with the state and also with the Rocky Mountain section of ARBWF to provide information for water and wastewater operators throughout the state. We can also come out and help with rate studies and long-range planning. We can provide training and assistance in analyzing your revenues along with your operating and capital expenses. We can help you determine what your rates need to be so that they will be fair to your consumers while providing you, the public water system, with adequate resources to operate your system. Colorado Rural Water Association's mission is to provide professional training, technical assistance, and political representation to rural and small communities as they endeavor to provide safe and clean drinking water that exceeds industry and regulatory standards. And I want to point out the exceeds, because in the past a lot of public water systems have been operated just to meet the regulations. And our push and our goal is that public water systems strive to exceed. Because if you think about it, there isn't anyone that's more important than the operators in your public water system when it comes to public health. So we want to make sure that they're striving to do the best that they can do, and we want to help provide them with the resources so they can do that. Because this is what it's really about. We want to make sure that public water systems are providing quality on tap, so that your kids, when they're taking a drink of water, your family, are ensured that they're getting clean, safe drinking water. Thanks.